Siddharth, let's also talk about AIADMK and how exit polls haven't given them the kind of results perhaps that the AIADMK alliance would have expected. And for EPS, of course, it's, it's almost like a litmus test after considering the fact that he had a rift with OPS and then, of course, the entire expectation falling on him. Do you think that the AIADMK would perhaps, if not entirely regret, but rethink its alliance with the BJP, which is considered a pro-Hindi, a pro-northern party, largely at the center of Dravidian politics?
Well, it's about survival. So this is basically the art of politics, right? It's about being in power. It's about survival. It's about ensuring the longevity of one's party. So there is no political untouchable per se, because the AIADMK, when confronted with this question, has often said that the DMK has no right to lecture us about allying with the BJP because, during the Vajpayee government, Lok Sabha government, that time it was essentially the DMK which supported the Vajpayee government. So the AIADMK now maintains that the DMK has no right to lecture us about allying with the DMK. So that's the stance that the AIADMK has taken, saying there are no political untouchables. And this is something that M. Karunanidhi had once said when the DMK allied with the BJP. Even then the BJP had similar image. But then the DMK did ally with them and formed a national government. They ruled at one point in time. So now the AIADMK says that you did it once, why can't we do it? So as much as BJP does not get a great number of votes, last time in 2021 they managed to get 4 MLAs. This time, of course, they're trying to improve that number. While they don't have a significant political presence in Tamil Nadu's political landscape, let's tell you that the fact is both major parties here have had alliances with the BJP, and now given the BJP's national footprint, it's only natural that the party wants to sort of gain a greater foothold here, and the AIADMK was the most favorable party for them to go for an alliance, because the party was significantly weakening post 2016, which is the demise of J. Jayalalitha. So wherever the BJP sees a fertile ground, so I think they make the most of it. So that's what we can interpret from the AIADMK-BJP alliance.
Siddharth, let's also talk a little about Vijay's TVK, Tamilaga Vetri Kalagam. Now, this is a party that is making its debut. We do not know what sort of a splash it will actually make in the elections today. Now, in the event that TVK emerges as a potential kingmaker, are you able to pick up any indications as to which way TVK would sway? Would it want to go with the DMK or with the AIADMK? Any early indications as to which way TVK would want to pit itself in Dravidian politics?
As much as it is tough to speculate, let me say that as far as Vijay's campaigning goes, Vijay has been hitting out at the DMK the most. Vijay has been attacking the DMK the maximum and personally taking the name of Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and attacking him and his family. So Vijay's political stance has been such that he's been mostly anti-DMK. When it comes to AIADMK or BJP, he's not been as direct in criticism. He's been largely toning down his criticism of the AIADMK and BJP, and this is being seen with suspicion in many quarters. Because Vijay, in fact, reasons that the AIADMK and BJP are insignificant players, so I don't want to attack them. My competition is the ruling party, so I only want to take on the ruling front. The others are anyway rejected by the people, so I don't want to take them on. So this has been Vijay's political outlook overall, and this is how he's been campaigning. But of course, with regards his kingmaker role, we'll have to clearly wait and watch. Perhaps Vijay has something in mind and he's not been clearly expressing any of that, and given the structure of that party itself, it's a little too hard to tell because of how power is extremely concentrated at the top and within a very limited circle, and given how Vijay is not accessible, so it's hard to exactly tell what Vijay has in mind. But the fact remains that this is an election that has to be closely watched because of TVK's impact, as you pointed out, whether they will be king or whether they will be kingmaker. What will be Vijay's role in the political landscape? It's going to be interesting, and perhaps in another 15 minutes we'll start knowing what the outcome is. Saleh.
That's right. Siddharth, before we let you go quickly, talking about Vijay and how his impact would play out in these election results, every pollster that went there before the exit polls, said that it's the age group between 18 and 29 and, towards 30s, early 30s, that is vying, that is supporting Vijay. In fact, they also said that children as young as 7 and 8 years old were telling their parents and elder siblings to vote for Vijay, otherwise they won't talk to them. That's the kind of youth support that Vijay perhaps enjoys. But as far as what works for him would be considered, what would you say that would be? What would work for him if he ends up getting a substantial number of seats?
As far as Vijay is concerned, he's not been campaigning like a conventional politician. Vijay has been campaigning largely in cinema style. If you look at the way he's been campaigning, it's mostly what is commonly regarded here as punch dialogues or those high impact dialogues that he's been using to campaign, you know, often using jokes, often using light-hearted jabs at his opponents. So that's the fashion in which he's been campaigning. He's been appealing to the younger crowd. So this is what Vijay has largely been doing. As you pointed out, Vijay's main bet is on the young voters, on women voters and those who've grown up seeing him on screen. So Vijay has had a 3 decades plus long career in cinema, and he did not campaign like a conventional politician who comes out saying, you know, vote for me, I'll do this for you. Vijay is campaigning saying that give me a chance, give me just one chance. I'm offering an alternative. The DMK and the AIADMK are the same. He's been saying that these two parties are just carbon copies of one another, which in certain ways is true because the AIADMK broke away from the DMK and came apart, and they're all products of the same ideological movement. But Vijay has been positioning himself slightly differently, and he's saying that give me a chance to express my gratitude to you because the people of Tamil Nadu made me who I am. So give me a chance to express my gratitude and return whatever you've done for me so far. So this is a very unusual pitch for a politician. No politician campaigns this way. What Vijay has done is he's appealed to the sentiments of the people. He's promised different things. He's promised aid for unemployment youth. He's promised several other welfare measures. In addition to that, what he's also told is that he's promising a drug-free Tamil Nadu, he's promising strong law and order, then even in terms of education and women protection, he's offering much more. And this is what we'll have to see. What kind of impact does it have on the young voters, and will they be swayed by an actor? Because for a long time after Vijay Kant or J. Jayalalitha, there's not been a big actor. Of course, Kamal Haasan did foray into politics, but things did not go as expected. Now he's an MP, a nominated member of parliament, but the fact remains that electorally Kamal Haasan did not win any election. He's only a nominated MP now. So we'll have to see what impact Vijay has, and if he does have a serious impact, this poll, it will be seen as a great achievement because he's barely above 50 years of age and he has a long road ahead of him.
Indeed, hold that thought, Siddharth, because the counting of the votes will begin in roughly about another 7 minutes now. It's 7:53. Shreya, this is the moment. You know, first we'll start off with the postal counting of the ballots, postal ballots, and then 1 hour through the counting process, you'll start to get these figures, which will probably be much more concrete. At this time, like Siddharth was pointing out, you know, Vijay is not the first Tamil actor who's trying to test his fortune in politics. Kamala Haasan, the most recent entrant, he tried to make a splash. He could not make an impact. Before that, there was Talaiva, Rajnikant, you know, probably the biggest Tamil superstar. A lot of people thought that probably he would take a plunge in politics.
Yeah,
the
but he
BJP was very actively trying to woo him. They tried to get him into their camp. He tested the waters, but then he did not jump into the political waters of Tamil Nadu because it's not that easy enough, with people having become much more aware of what cine stars are. Cine stars are cine stars, and that is how they are looked at. But serious politics,
but I'll tell you what,
Saleh,
the same logic would apply to the DMK and AIADMK, that people are more aware. It's the digital era, and so they would know that, okay, you know, if Vijay doesn't have the kind of experience that perhaps a DMK or an AIADMK have, we're also seeing the work that both DMK and Stalin government and AIADMK have been doing. And if we're not happy with that, we might just end up giving a chance to a new entrant and see what he does.
We'll have to wait and watch, because remember, 2026 is also another very crucial year. There is talk of delimitation that is taking place in national politics, and in southern India, the talk of delimitation is electric, because any northern party which says that, listen, we'll come and change the way the seats, the number of seats are, is not going to curry favor with a lot of people in the southern part of India. Thank you very much indeed, Siddharth MP. We'll of course come back to you again in just a bit from now. This is a crucial moment, the big moment where 4 states and 1 union territory will of course get to know the results in some time from now. The counting of votes will begin just about 5 minutes from now, Shreya.
That's right. So 8 a.m. is when we're expecting to first have the postal ballots being opened and counted, and then 8:30 onwards we'll have the EVMs. Postal ballots will be a little slower process, but EVMs are a quick process, and we'll get to know in another couple of hours where these elections are headed, whether it's Tamil Nadu, whether it's West Bengal, Kerala, Puducherry, Assam. All of these battlefields right now remain the most exciting battlefields in India. The entire country has its eyes on them. And Saleh, for our viewers, of course, they also have to understand that West Bengal and Assam, two states that have had illegal immigration as the central focus of campaigning.
That's a huge issue.
So that's
an
huge,
electric
huge
issue. And a lot of people,
Absolutely.
in fact, will say that is the most dominant issue
Absolutely.
in the politics of both Bengal and Assam. We'll have to see as to how that plays out. Because remember,
Yeah.
the Bharatiya Janata Party has been harping on that, listen, there is a problem of illegal immigration. But, the other leaders will turn around and say, but who's responsible for guarding the borders of India? It is Amit Shah, the Home Ministry, that has been in power for the last 12
these
years.
are political arguments that both sides have been given, and we will, of course, keep getting you every argument, every move, every direction that this election result day is taking. It's an exciting day on WION. We're getting you every update from each of these battlefields. Right now, we're slipping into a short break. We'll be back in a short while.